management is really a critical piece to kind of facilitate the transition to more EVs in the province. Additionally, as we look to the future and look at what has been done in some of the other jurisdictions in Canada by the utilities, it can provide opportunities for customers through things like charging incentive programs to save money while also kind of easing that transition to EVs. That'll lead me to talk about one of the first EV studies we did in the province, the Smart Charge Saskatchewan program, which ran from March of 2021 to March of 2022. It was the first of its kind EV charging study in Saskatchewan, and was really kind of the first building block to help SaskPower gather data, understand the charging habits, and kind of some of the EV usage habits in the province that can inform kind of our planning and forecasting activities again as we kind of prepare for the future. And with that, I'll jump right into talking about our just launched Saskatchewan EV charging study, which is a collaboration with Generac Grid Services. So this looks to really build on that Smart Charge Saskatchewan program I mentioned. This one will run for 2 years, hopefully get 400 participants. And again, the data we gather from this, from the participants, is going to be used to support forecasting and planning activities to accommodate EV growth. And yeah, so sign up today. I've got the QR code up here. I don't expect you to scan that. We have it over at our booth over there as well. So if you are an EV driver and you're interested in participating, you can talk to my friend Darcy right there.
QR code works.
And the QR code works, so we've confirmed that the QR code works, so that's good. So yeah, if you're interested, we're happy to answer any questions about it. And if you'd like to sign up, please let us know. Then the third, last but not least, focus area is infrastructure. And generally, when people think about SaskPower and EVs, they think about it twofold. First, they think about the provincial electrical system. Second, they think about EV charging. And so, you know, the grid, basically, people always ask the question is, can the grid handle EVs? And there's not really a simple yes or no answer, but I mean, we're preparing the grid just like we prepare the grid to bring on a new power station or to bring on a new industrial facility or things like that, right? It's a process, you plan for it, and you slowly build up the grid. But that's where tools like load management come in as well, and you kind of try and take advantage of all the tools in your tool belt. And then when it comes to charging, people ask us all kinds of questions, like a lot of the conversations you probably hear today, right? How do I charge? Where do I charge? How do I get to the lake to visit grandma in an EV? Should I offer charging for my customers or employees if you're a business owner or you're involved in a larger organization? All these kinds of questions are things we discuss with our customers. So what is SaskPower doing when it comes to infrastructure? So like I mentioned earlier, we have the Electric Vehicle Infrastructure Program, which is a funding program to support highway fast charging development. As of right now, we have 6 agreements signed with organizations in the province for 6 different fast chargers, and with hopefully another 3 coming here in the next couple weeks. And so that'll help kind of expand the highway fast charging network in the province and really help facilitate highway travel for EV drivers in the province, which is something this province certainly needs. And so we're looking at ways we can support that going forward. Next is kind of the thing I've touched on several times, which is the forecasting and planning. This goes back to some of the data that we've gathered and the data we will be gathering. We've done some EV research projects and are going to have some more EV research projects with the team at the University of Regina coming up, really looking at what does it mean for more EVs to be in Saskatchewan, what are the impacts on the grid, how can we model this, how can we forecast it, all those kinds of things. And then we're also developing and piloting new standards for grid development, right? If we start thinking about multiple people on a block, all having EV chargers and charging their EVs in their garages, that means different things when we look at the residential distribution system. And so we're looking at different ways that we can, you know, both build up those systems in the near term, but also build those systems such that they're more easily upgraded in the future if that's deemed necessary. And then as far as kind of SaskPower internally, we do have a fleet electrification plan. You can see our lovely F-150 Lightning over there. So we have a dozen of those Lightnings in our fleets, as well as a few cars, a couple transit vans, and we have a few electric bucket trucks on order. So SaskPower is gradually incorporating EVs into our fleet, kind of in the stage of figuring out, you know, what are the best use cases for the EVs, how do they fit within kind of the roles that our you know, field staff and service people have, and where do these vehicles make sense, and where do they maybe not make sense yet. and kind of gradually incorporating them that way. And then in order to support those vehicles, obviously we are putting charging in at SaskPower facilities. I will note you may have noticed 2 big boxes out front of SaskPower head office that are covered in tarps. Those are fast chargers that should hopefully be in service within the next few weeks. So stay tuned for those. Those will be available both for SaskPower and for public use as well. So it'll be nice to have some fast charging in downtown Regina, because I know that's something that Matt's been mentioning to me for a while. So it'll be nice to have those available. And I guess before I close it out here, I'll just touch on some of the things that we hear when we're talking with different folks, both kind of in meetings and events like this. Not enough highway charging. I think that's a running thing we always talk about. And so SaskPower, we're always kind of looking for opportunities and kind of what role we can play to help further that. Always looking for ways that we can support the expansion of that highway fast charging network. Grid infrastructure and readiness, we get asked about that all the time. I've talked a little bit about that here today. And we're going to look at kind of slowly improving and increasing the amount of messaging we have on that, because it can be a little bit of a touchy subject for some people. And I think it's really about sharing the information, having a bit more transparency about what is being done so that more people know what's going on. Education, I talked about, right? Events like this, doing presentations like this, as well as, we have an email address that if you ever have any questions, it's just electrification@saskpower.com. Myself and my colleagues were the ones who checked that. So if you have any questions about anything EV related, I would encourage you to send them in there. We're also starting to talk about things like medium and heavy duty. It could be things like municipal bus electrification, school bus electrification, semi-truck electrification, things like that. So we engage with various customers and stakeholders in the province to kind of make sure that we're involved and kind of aware, in some cases even at a high level of what's going on. Winter driving battery performance, that kind of ties back into highway infrastructure and stuff like that, as well as really the need for that highway infrastructure to support travel. And buy a car, it doesn't matter if you want to go visit grandma in December, just like you want to go visit her in June. And so having that highway infrastructure available really helps alleviate some of the range anxiety and things that can come about from concerns related to winter driving. And then lastly, support for residential charging. I certainly get lots of questions related to is there going to be an incentive for level 2 charging at my house? How do I get a level 2 charger in my house? Do I need to upgrade my panel? All these kinds of things. So we're looking to kind of provide more information, and we're always willing to kind of talk and hear feedback and questions that people have about that. And with that, I'm happy to take any questions here, or I'm just over there at the booth if you want to come and talk with us over there. So thanks a lot for your time. It was great to see you all.